So my name is Alex Comstock, and I'm the owner and founder of Whitetail DNA, and something that I've been doing for a long time and now we've kind of expanded into more of a deer hunting camp style is hunting in North Dakota. Hunting in North Dakota is hands down, it's like my favorite place to hunt. I went to college in North Dakota, and when I left Minnesota to go to school out there, I thought I'd be coming back home pretty much every weekend to hunt, and quickly found out that North Dakota would be, it just is something, it's so hard to put into words because the type of hunting out there is just so far on the other spectrum compared to anything I've ever done. I've killed bucks in velvet and 90 degrees out there. I've killed bucks in the snow and 30 below. It's just, you got everything in between. It's just an amazing place to hunt and I really love it. And in the last few years, we started to incorporate more of a hunting camp style. We kind of shifted the area that we hunt. We stay at a campground now and just kind of got more of a camp feel. And going into the 2022 season, we were gonna be setting up in areas that we have never hunted before. We're kind of shifting, like I said, our whole area that we were hunting in our base camp. And going into that 2022 season, it was gonna be a lot of new spots, a lot of scouting, and a lot of mobile hunting. The first couple days of season, you know, we had seen some deer, we had seen a few bucks. On day 3, I went to the spot, got up into the tree with the saddle.
Alrighty, well, it's night number 3 here in North Dakota. I am back in the same tree, believe it or not. I would not have guessed that I'd be in the same tree doing this, but fingers crossed, hopefully something good happens tonight. Tomorrow will be the last night, so would really like to get a buck down.
And I was in right off of a wheat field, kind of in a staging spot. A deer were funneling through, and at last light, boom, deer were kind of everywhere. There was a doe here, there was a doe here, there was a small buck there. And I looked out into the wheat field and I saw 3 bucks coming my way. And it was, I mean, we're talking last minutes of light. And I was able to grab my bow, kind of get set up, and he came into a perfect spot. So I just had a perfect, you know, shot on my strong side.
Go on.
You know, went down, checked the arrow. I couldn't really find a ton of blood just because it was this really tall grassy stuff that's really hard to track blood in. Went back to camp, got all the guys.
Yeah, he definitely did. A little back, it looks like. Just a tad touch back. But...
Did you do frame by frame?
Dude, that thing is... That's pretty good.
You just gotta... I think he's a dead deer. I'm glad we came back to regroup and go out now.
It's about 10:15 right now. Shot that buck at 8:30. We're back at camp. I think it's a solid shot. Head back out here pretty quick with the group and see if we can't go find ourselves a North Dakota buck.
Sweet. Hell yeah. Season velvet. Woo-wee! Heck yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Let's go, buddy. That's awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We went back out and
about
tracked
the
that
size
deer
of
and
my
found
other
him pretty quick, and it was just,
I'll take it.
it was so much fun, and really just this new style of hunting really just, it was something that was so rewarding, and being able to shoot this buck, and even though he wasn't a giant, it was, you know, just that fact of being able to put a buck down with the saddle. The first couple days of ever doing it in my life was just so exciting. I'm happy with him. He came in at last light, and I saw I had a decent frame on him, and I wanted to shoot an early season North Dakota buck, and excited we get to have a buck in camp with everyone here, and we get to cut a deer up tonight, eat some fresh venison. You know, I really couldn't have asked for a better trip in 2022, and you know, the way it ended even. So I shoot that deer, we go to camp, get him cut up, have a good time. We had 1 day left, and there was a giant in this area that I've been hunting the whole week that I wasn't able to get on, and you know, decided to shoot this other buck, and he hadn't shown up since the day before opener. And you know, me and my buddy Sam were kind of game planning where he could be, and we identified a spot, and we walked in and got to this great looking spot, and this spot was just like, this is where you needed to be. But the trees there were just crap. There was a cottonwood that was like half fallen over. Long story short, you weren't hanging a tree stand out of it, especially with two guys. But me and Sam were like, heck, we got the saddles, we got up in it. We didn't shoot that buck, but we got eyes on him, and he got to like 60 yards, and this thing was a massive 9-pointer in full velvet, the buck that we called Jenkins.
Well, we just had a very heartbreaking moment here in North Dakota. It turns out the buck we were in here after was bedded 75 yards the whole night we were in the tree. Watched him stand up, kind of feed in this real heavy brush to our left, and he ended up bedding down at like 55, 60 yards. And watched him for a while, and then we were just, there's a major trail right below the tree here, about 10, 15 yards. And all of a sudden Alex saw the deer in the short grass out of that brush, basically on the trail. And so both of us went hyper focused on waiting for that deer to walk out. And he had turned and gone up the edge of the thick stuff and popped out. The first time I saw him was probably about 85 yards. And then he went to the south and kind of was working his way towards the bean fields to the south of us. So up and out of our lives, all, I have no idea how many inches, but gigantic frame of his just off into the sunset. So
just even having that encounter, you know, I was filming Sam, and I just don't believe it really would have happened had we not been so mobile, had we not been able to just go for it. You know, we didn't know what we were walking into. There was very few trees in this little spot. We were able to make it work. We almost got him. They just kind of slipped by us out of range. But it's a buck that, who knows, in 2023 we might be able to get on yet. I'm really excited for the upcoming year. Looking back at 2022 in North Dakota specifically, it's just it was a story of adapting, overcoming, being mobile, and just really rolling with the punches. And you know, the saddles played a huge part in that. So that's the story of my 2022 North Dakota buck. It was a great time. It was amazing being able to shoot a buck out of a saddle, and I look forward to many more opportunities.